Diddy's Miami and LA home were raided by Homeland Security. Although he was not arrested, this is something serious and we have so many questions, but it's not looking good. Let's talk about it.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the Black Feet link on.
So what's going on, you all? Diddy's Miami Beach home and his LA home were both raided at the same time Monday, and it is a lot going on. We see footage of his sons being detained by Homeland Security. They came in like a SWAT team. They have the mobile station ready to set up, are going through all of Diddy's stuff, searching, and people have a lot of questions. There's a lot of rumors and stuff going out, a lot of misinformation, and I want to talk about that. So, like I said, this happened Monday, and it happened at the same time. And a lot of people are asking, like, why did this happen? You know, why did they come in? They're looking for evidence. Like, they're not coming in and just searching homes just to be doing that. They are looking for something specific. It's been rumored that Diddy records a lot of things. He has cameras throughout his house, so he records a lot of stuff. Now, you all know Diddy, you know, has been talked about for having parties and stuff. And you all remember that he settled with Cassie back in December when she filed a lawsuit against him, making all type of allegations about trafficking and all types of stuff. So Homeland Security, that's their thing. That's their thing, that they are, you know, a branch that's supposed to be looking for things like this. So this is serious. It's messed up because his kids were in the middle of this. They're in the home in LA when the Homeland Security folks came in and put them in handcuffs. And it's shocking. Like, we have not seen anything like this for somebody that is in the hip hop industry on this type of level in a while. So Diddy has not been arrested. He knows about it. He is not the quote unquote subject of interest or whatever, but they are raiding both of his homes. Both of his homes were raided at the same time. This is serious. I don't care what nobody is saying. People are trying to spin it. The way that some of the black media has been responding has been very telling. I watched The Breakfast Club try to talk about it, and it sounded like they were nervous. Like, they sounded like they were nervous about it. They did not want to engage in a conversation about it too much, and they were saying, oh, this seems like this is a show. And they referenced Candace Owens and saying, you know, Candace Owens has said in an interview with Breakfast Club, I don't even know why she's even on there. The way people are allowing Candace Owens in spaces that she always did not want to be associated with is quite fascinating to me. So Candace Owens said that, you know, they are trying to take down black folks, black entertainers and black industry folks. They're trying to, like, the government has something against them. And let me tell y'all something. The federal government is not worried about Diddy like that. Let me be completely honest. I do not trust the federal government when it comes to things. But the federal government, looking at Diddy and his stuff and him making money, we are clearly seeing that Diddy does not really have as much money as he claims. So one, if not both, of the homes is registered to Bad Boy Films. And the house is also registered to one of his daughters. They didn't specify which daughter, but one of his daughters. And the way black media has been responding, that's why I'm talking about The Breakfast Club. Nobody is really engaging in the conversation with non-bias, because everybody has been feeding off of being celebrity and being connected to celebrity. So I appreciate this conversation by Derek L. Cottingham, who is a journalist, who tweeted this: I'm watching to see if any of the black publications, parentheses, not blogs, in parentheses, will cover this entire Diddy Homeland Security raid and investigation. They should, especially the legacy publications. And another author responded by the name of Jared Hill: the importance of this can't be overstated. Black media needs to cover this Diddy story and cover it well. Keep justice and accountability accountable and just. This coverage should make us familiar with the journalists' names. Period. And unfortunately, Roland Martin responded and you know, was getting into a whole bunch of stuff about like staff with black publications and all that. These legacy black publications have not been covering this story. Like Essence was barely covering it. They're too busy writing about Amanda Seals. BET is not going to talk about it. Even when Cassie had the lawsuit, they did not write about it back in December. All of these things are warped in black excellence, and they do not want to, quote unquote, take a black man down, because we want to really believe the black excellence stuff. We really want to believe that, oh, these are folks we got to protect, like, you know, this is blackness, that these folks are too tied and connected to the culture. But what does it mean when the culture, i.e. hip hop, that is predominantly ran by men, have been abusive to women? When all of these folks who are, you know, the owners of these labels, these black male folks who we have given platforms to, have been called out for being abusive to women. There's a lot of them. Dre himself, who was just awarded something not too long ago. Diddy just received an award not too long ago as well. So they don't want to take away from this. And I really appreciate people like Feminista Jones, who basically just said that hip hop and feminism cannot coexist. She shared this on her post the other day. Hip hop hates women. It took coming to this realization for me to reject the idea of hip hop feminism. No such thing can exist theoretically. We cannot have any type of feminist ideology or movement born of something so inherently and consistently anti-woman. I always took issue with the anecdotal approach some folks took to trying to make sense of feminism within hip hop. Still, I accepted that it was likely due to the attempts to make it more appealing and digestible to the general non-academic public. I respect and understand the work of scholars and culture critics who attempt to create space for analyzing women's place in hip-hop culture. Waves, hello, it's me. It's time to admit we can no longer reconcile the misogynistic reality with our idealism. Women who love, live, and defend hip-hop culture pretty much suffer from Stockholm Syndrome, and it's time we name it for what it is and break free. Now, one of my friends shared this on Instagram, and I was like, wow. It's something I've been thinking about, and even seeing how the responses to what is happening, like, these people knew something was going on. It's been public knowledge about Diddy and how he gets down and what he does. It's so bad that even folks who have no ties to these celebrities even know about it. Like, we have no ties to this stuff other than consuming it. And we know about the things said about Diddy. Many men have went on interviews and talked about it. Folks have joked about it several times. Even Joe Budden has, you know, quietly may have said something, may not have said something. And women are the victims oftentimes of a lot of the things that is happening in hip hop, i.e. Cassie, for example. Like, Cassie was a victim of Diddy. There's no doubt about it. We've seen it, we've heard it. And even the stuff that was put in the lawsuit, like the things that was shared, is devastating. And she's not the only one, and Diddy is not the only one. These men that are in positions of power, and even like someone like a Rick Ross, we hear interviews, we even see Rick Ross do an interview where he says that he could not sign a female rapper or female artist because he would have to sleep with them.
You know, I never did it because I always thought like I would end up in the female rapper and business up here. I'm so focused on my business. I gotta be honest with you. You know, she looking good. I'm spending so much money on her photo shoots. I got a couple times.
Like, he said that just out of his mouth. Like, just out of his mouth. These men are in positions of power and are taking advantage of the power and doing harmful things to women.
I honestly even forgot about Lotto talking about trying to get a verse from a male rapper was a hard time for her because the rapper wanted to develop some type of relationship, quote, with her in order to get the verse.
Deal with these men, you know what I'm saying? They don't know how to keep it business, and then they want to like.
What do you mean by that?
So like, I don't care, like, baby, I'm gonna just keep it 100. It's a feature on my album that it was difficult to clear, and they like trying drop their nuts on me because I won't respond to a DM.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? Is it
Yeah.
and without saying the name, but is it artist or producer or somebody?
Artist.
Oh, wow.
Artist, yeah.
And they'll still be on the album?
Yeah, just because I love the song so much and I had to turn it in yesterday, so I didn't really have a choice. So I was like backed into a corner like bully.
Although we are seeing black women, black female rappers, you know, on the charts and doing all of these things, they still do not have the control. They're still not the ones making the decisions. They're still being abused by folks in positions of power. If it's not black male label owners, it's white male label owners. So it just really makes you think. So to see the way black media is responding and not having a conversation about it, the way the Breakfast Club talked about it, this stuff is serious. Like, they had to have probable cause to go and search this man's 2 homes. Point blank period. This is not for show. The federal government is not worried about somebody like Diddy. They're not worried about somebody like Diddy other than, hey, we're seeing in these lawsuits about trafficking and all this other stuff. Let's look further and see what's going on. Because if anything, we're gonna make an example out of you being a celebrity, period, to make it seem as though we're doing our job when we're still seeing high numbers of like trafficking that is happening across the country with everyday people, not celebrities. So yeah, the black media's response to this is disappointing, but it's not surprising. They want to continue to live in this illusion that a black millionaire, a black billionaire is, you know, good people, period. People are also asking, why did this not happen to Epstein? And why did this not happen to Trump? First of all, Trump is around here begging for bail money. Like, Trump is out here trying to figure out how to pay this bail in New York because they don't want his houses. They like, girl, we need more than this. We need some coins. So we're gonna let the number down from 400 to 100 something million, but you got to figure it out. Like, Trump literally lost a lawsuit to a woman who accused him of some things and has to shell out millions and millions of dollars. Also, Epstein is dead. Like, this man has been dead for a while. He was arrested, all that other stuff. I don't understand, because I saw a post with Judge Mathis even saying, well, they didn't do this to Epstein and da-da-da-da. Wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter if they're black or white. Wrong is wrong, point blank, period. I am not trying to hold black folks, black men who are abusers to a white person's like standard. First of all, y'all want to be in connection and proximity with these white folks, so stop. Y'all want to be just like these rich white folks. Y'all want to be able to do these things. Well, what's name is doing it? Yes, we can have a conversation about law enforcement not doing their jobs. We can talk about that, but we can't use black victims as a way to say, well, they didn't do such and such. We cannot do that. If black folks are losing, what is the point? If black folks are being made victims, if victims are being made, period, because of violence, what does it matter? Like, what does it matter? We can have a conversation about the law enforcement and police responding and being self-serving. We can talk about, hey, we're paying y'all tax dollars to do these things and stop these things. What is happening? We can talk about that. But we've been talking about that. And y'all don't want to listen. People who are coming out and saying, oh, they didn't do such and such like that. We've been talking about how useless the police department and all of these, you know, institutions are useless. We've been talking about that, and a lot of you all have been absent because y'all don't want to hear about it until it benefits whatever ideology that you believe in to support your vision of blackness. And it's tiring and exhausting. Diddy has reportedly now sold all of his shares of Revolt to somebody. Like, he did it quietly. Homeboy's out of cash. He is strapped for cash. And this is why I keep telling y'all that a lot of these folks who've been calling themselves billionaires for the last couple of years don't have the money. They are not as rich as they say they are. I literally told a friend the other day in a conversation with other folks that whatever money that Diddy paid Cassie hit him. Like, that money hit him. It hit his pockets, period. And Diddy does not have $20, $30 million laying around the house. A lot of these folks don't have liquid cash. It's the same thing that Trump is dealing with. Trump doesn't have a billion, couple billion in liquid cash. He has a bunch of properties that is really debt, to be honest. It's really debt because a lot of these things are not bringing in the revenue. They have the potential. I think that's why folks don't understand the difference between evaluating and actual liquid cash. Like, some folks do not have liquid cash like that. We're seeing even companies right now having to merge and stuff because they are running out of coins. Like, companies are filing bankruptcy left and right. We seeing artists right now going on tours, like right now. Like, everybody's on tour right now. These folks need to fund their lifestyles, which means they have to work. These folks do not have the capital, but they love to pretend like they do. And Diddy is a prime example of that. Sister is going broke. So they have found Diddy in Miami. There's a video that TMZ posted. Diddy looked like he was walking around while this stuff was going on, and he was just pacing or whatever. He shook. Like, he's been doing this for so long, like for so long. And I think whatever Jane Doe, who was, you know, captured in that photo sitting in his lap, I think that was the thing, because she was underage. She was underage. I think that was the thing. Like, wow, there is a picture of a person who can claim that who can like point out, I was this age at this time this photo was taken, and I was sitting on this man's lap and I'm telling the story. I guarantee you it was that. I guarantee you it was that. So I don't feel anything for Diddy. I do want to quickly talk about why Carisha, Young Miami, is being brought into the conversation, because folks are saying, you know, why are people bringing Carisha into the conversation, Young Miami? Young Miami is being brought into the conversation because she invited herself into it. Not just her holding that dumb Go Poppy sign, but her tweeting, making jokes and saying stuff like, oh, Diddy, if I wanted you to, Diddy would have you on your knees being an eater, like you gonna do what Diddy tells you. So Miami knew something. Miami knew something. You just don't talk like that and say stuff like that just out your mouth. Like to defend somebody. Like, you just don't. You just don't. Like, the way Carisha was talking, like, girl, you had to delete some stuff because you were talking mess. Now it's like, okay, this man that you've been out here, you know, taking pictures with, doing all the other stuff, like, sister, you can respond to these tweets and laugh and hee and say, what's up? This is gonna be a good summer. No, girl, like, you was parading this man and you was doing all this other stuff. Now he being, you know, investigated, potentially, like his house isn't being raided. Like, we got questions. And usually I don't like for folks to hold or try to drag the woman of the partner or of the man. But if you are sitting next to this person while they sitting here doing this harm, girl, I have some questions for you too. Like, Diddy is already being held accountable. Like, the Homeland Security is knocking on his door. The Popo is knocking on his door. So, Miami, we got a question, because if you knew about this stuff and you still was here with him, I have questions about your character. And no, it's not funny. I know some of us are engaging in funny stuff and trying to turn this into like a tea moment and stuff. It's not cool. I have laughed about some of the tweets and stuff. But this is serious stuff, and it's real victims and real people who have been harmed during this. And Diddy, you know, time is coming, period. Tell me your thoughts on what you think about all the things I said, all the conversations below in the comments. Make sure to like this video, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.